movie begins with an intense battle in the midst of a heavy downpour, showcasing the fierce war between the two dominant gangs in Shanghai. Amidst the chaos, we meet the protagonist, Zhu Feng, who fearlessly charges forward to confront his friend, Lin Hai, and engage in a deadly fight. However, this isn't where the story truly begins. The scene shifts to a bustling casino where Lin is searching for the owner, who has encroached on his territory. Meanwhile, Feng, having lost at gambling, is engrossed in a comic book. Suddenly, the owner and his goons appear, aiming to eliminate Lin. Feng, drawn to the commotion, intervenes to help Lin, who is struggling against his attackers. Despite the owner's attempt to bribe Lin into leaving peacefully, Lin proves to be a formidable opponent, and Feng proves to be a loyal friend. The following day, Feng visits his father, the leader of the notorious Shanghai Gangsters. They are in the midst of a heated discussion with Police Chief Rong and Feng's elder brother, Fat Li, regarding the rampant supply of methamphetamine in the city. Later, Feng's father calls him out for his unkempt appearance, but Feng brushes it off, stating that his father is too cozy with the police, which he believes compromises their position as the most powerful gang in Shanghai. This leads to disappointment on his father's part, who feels that he has failed to instill the necessary values in his son. At the gang's headquarters, Feng is reunited with Lin, who expresses his gratitude for Feng's help the previous day and promises to repay his debt when the time comes. Meanwhile, Feng's elder sister, Jie also makes an appearance. The tension in the room escalates as the discussion turns to Lin's boss and stepfather, Longde, who has been accused of violating the rules after one of his men was found guilty of the previous day's attack. It is revealed that the owner of the casino is Mingyu's younger brother, and Longde wants to make amends for Lin by punishing him according to their gang's customs. The gang members silence Mingyu, who had been seeking revenge against Lin. The big meeting resumes, and Feng's father reiterates that he will not tolerate the sale of methamphetamine or any other illegal activities among their gang members. On their way back, Longde expresses his frustration with the strict rules set by the gang leader as he desires to establish a drug trafficking business. At Longde's residence, we are introduced to the most brutal character in the movie, Aquan, Longde's biological son from a despised concubine. Unlike Lin, who was adopted, Aquan is despised by his father, Longde. The following day, while Feng's father is getting a haircut, bounty hunters gather outside looking for him. Unfortunately, the gang leader was unaware that he had become a target of assassins, but he bravely stood up to fight them. However, he did not survive the attack, and Feng arrived to see his father's lifeless body covered in wounds from the fight. Overwhelmed with grief and anger, Feng immediately accused Mingyu of being behind the assassination, as he noticed that Mingyu appeared nervous during the previous big meeting. Despite attempts by Fat Li and Jie to calm him down, Feng's thirst for revenge fueled his actions. Feng heads to Mingyu's casino, where he engages in a violent fight with Mingyu's men, ultimately causing the casino to explode in the aftermath of the intense confrontation. The focus now turns to Aquan, who is pleased with the success of his plan. It's revealed that Aquan and his father Longde were behind the assassination of the gangster leader and the explosion at Mingyu's casino. Despite their success, Longde reprimands his son for leaving witnesses behind. Meanwhile, Feng awakens in the hospital to learn from his brothers that Longde was the true mastermind behind their father's murder. They explain that Longde started a soap business after the gangster leader's death, indicating his desire to become the new gang leader. Fat Li confirms their suspicions by gathering intel from their spies in Longde's gang. Shocked by the news, the three siblings discuss how to deal with Longde's treachery. Jie suggests Fat Li become the leader candidate to challenge Longde, but before they can formulate a plan, they receive a gruesome delivery of a spy's severed head. As Lin and Aquan were tasked by Longde to take over the port area for their methamphetamine transactions, Aquan, in his eagerness to impress his father, went too far and killed the port owner. Fortunately, Lin stopped him from killing the owner's young son. When they returned to Longde's place, Aquan received his usual beating for failing to carry out the orders as expected. Longde then chose Lin to be his successor over Aquan due to his superior decision-making skills. Later, Feng arrived and bombed Longde's base, but instead of finding Longde, he met Lin, who tried to stop the action. Aquan showed up with Police Chief Rong to arrest Feng. At the police station, Jie and Fat Li arrived to bail out Feng. However, Aquan demanded that Feng pay the customary price for causing trouble in their gang, despite already receiving peace money. The scene opens with Aquan leaving the police station in frustration, while Feng feels guilty for his reckless behavior. Chief Rong warns the three siblings of the danger they face since their father's death, and reminds Feng to be careful. At home, the gang's followers are at odds about what to do next, but Feng reveals his plan to bring down Longde's family with the help of a reliable ally. However, the plan turns out to be a premeditated murder of all the gang members who support Longde's candidacy for the gang leader position. At their headquarters, the news of multiple murders rocked the Shanghai gang, prompting Police Chief Rong to investigate. To their surprise, Mingyu appeared to defend the Feng family, revealing that Longde was behind the casino attack. As tensions escalated, Feng proposed a dangerous bet, a game of Russian roulette with one bullet in the chamber. Both he and Aquan agreed to play, risking their lives. After Fang emerged victorious, he and his brothers were celebrated for defeating Longda and Quan. However, Jiyu warned Fang about taking unnecessary risks, though Fat Li recognized Fang's bravery and leadership in gaining the trust of the gang's members and becoming a candidate for the new head of the gang. The French cartel was impressed by Quan's intelligence, seeing him as superior to his father. Quan's older brother had been killed and accused of being a methamphetamine dealer, leaving Fang devastated. Consumed with grief and anger, Fang decided to take revenge on the Longda family. He stormed into their headquarters, only to find Longda already dead. Quan and his men cornered Fang, but Lin appeared and saved him. Lin revealed that he knew Quan was the true culprit behind Longda's murder, not Fang. Shocked and relieved, Fang began to plan his revenge against Quan. Over time, Quan gained control over his father's gang and ordered all other gangs to follow his commands, including the remnants of the Fang family gang, which had fallen apart after Fat Li's death. Jiyu visited Fang in his room, where he was feeling devastated about the recent events that had befallen their family. Fang requested that Jiyu self-isolate for a while because he had just sent a declaration of war to the Quan gang to put an end to the conflict. Jiyu was speechless but complied with her brother's request. Meanwhile, Fang prepared himself to gather his remaining gang members and confront Quan head-on. He also reached out to Mingyu for support in taking down Quan together. Fang found himself in a heartbreaking situation where he had to fight against his best friend, Lin. Despite their friendship, Lin remained loyal to his gang, now led by Quan, and the two were forced to engage in a physical altercation. However, their fight was interrupted when a sudden gunshot rang out. It was revealed that Quan had cowardly used a weapon in a gang fight. Disgusted by Quan's actions, Lin decided to switch sides and betray his gang. In response, Quan pointed his gun at his own half-brother, rather than holding Lin accountable for his betrayal. Fang was filled with rage upon seeing his friend killed by Quan, and he launched a furious barrage of punches at the criminal. However, Fang was at a disadvantage since Quan had a gun to protect himself. Fang had learned from his previous mistakes and had already collaborated with Police Chief Rong to set up an ambush at the location where they were fighting. When Quan realized that the police were on Fang's side and were there to arrest him, he attempted to shoot Fang with his gun. However, it turned out that the gun was empty. Fang took advantage of the situation and successfully killed Quan, taking his place as the head of their gang. He vowed to continue protecting Shanghai from the methamphetamine trade. The movie ended with Fang walking through the ranks of gang members and police officers who agreed with his message. The movie tells us that loyalty and family values are important. It also shows us that revenge and violence can lead to negative consequences and that sometimes we need to be careful about the actions we take.